everybody, it's your hospitality friend Glenn here in Las Vegas with a special Sunday edition of No Vacancy. First, I want to thank our friends over at Actabl. Actabl, they give you to profit. And secondly, I want to thank my friend over here, Bruce Ford, SVP at Lodging Econometrics, who I bumped into. All right, we knew we were going to be here together, but I'm at the Choice Hotels event. He's at HD Expo, so I guess this is going to be a little conference collab kind of conversation.
It's design on a dime, Glenn. That's what we're going with today. It's fair to say that, you know, those are obviously different convergences in the types of companies and the types of people, but there are certainly some companies that did both shows at the same time.
Yeah, and it's really interesting to see. We're here at Mandalay Bay and at the Convention Center. HD is on one floor and the Choice Hotels event is on the top floor. And then you got some suppliers that are doing both and they're running back and forth and have two teams deployed.
One thing I'm sure of is that designers are not doing that because, well, you know.
Well, the designers aren't really part of the Choice event. And
yeah, there we go.
Although there might be some Choice owners dipping into HD, you know.
Well, it seems like, you know, these days it's more about the purchasing and renovation companies for many of the owners and management companies out there with Choice style properties. Those purchasing slash quote renovation companies can really get it done for you. And there are a number of them that are, you know, obviously seeking more opportunities, but they know a schedule and they know their preferred product suppliers and they know the books for all the brands. And it's really, that kind of comes out as like the guy who's managing the $500,000 to, you know, $5 million renovation.
Right.
Having these types of companies, you know, overseas, project managers are what is more commonly said. So a project manager is typically a third-party consultant that corrals all of the subs, if you will. But in the U.S., particularly in select service, that doesn't exist. And even in full service, it really doesn't exist.
It's
an anomaly.
Right.
I never really understood it, but that's just not the way it is. But part of it, probably part of it is most of the U.S. cities are fully developed for full-service hotels. It's like I was talking to somebody about Boston the other day. I'm like, yeah, we opened the Seaport, you know, 10 years ago or over the last 15 years. There's no other places to build new hotels in downtown Boston.
No, what you're really talking about in places like Boston and other major metropolitan areas is you got to get rid of that 40, 50-year-old big box hotel and start from scratch. It's the only way you're going to be.
But that's in suburbia. Yeah. In many cases, in a Boston type market, in a Philly type market, in a Cleveland type market. I mean, those suburban locations that have 4 or 5 or 6 acres, you know, with one hotel on it, that's not maximum use of the land based upon where we are today. So we sit today in a market that has really kind of 3 things converging in on it.
Yeah.
We have expensive debt, okay, more expensive for new construction,
right,
less expensive for financing a hotel that actually has cash flow that's open today. So many owners are going to face the decision of, am I going to sell this hotel and allow the new buyer to capture the upside because I have a $3 million PIP from X franchise company that I don't really want to do. I don't want to put $3 million more in equity in because I can't refinance it anywhere near what I have it at now. So I'm not sure I want to do that. So these are going to be, and I've been trying to come up with the word, Glenn, but transaction out of indifference. What do you think? It's like the math doesn't quite work again.
Transactional indifference sounds like a 1990s movie.
Yes. Yeah. Well, that might be where we are. Transactional indifference.
Well, that being said, I did speak to David Pepper, the Chief Development Officer at Choice Hotels. Check my interview from Thursday of this past week that this is running. He was saying that he's seeing more transactions, which of course leads more towards conversion opportunities and all of that kind of stuff. Starting to kick up. He didn't make a big woo-hoo about it, but it's moving in the right direction.
Transactions were up 18% last year.
Yeah.
In the first quarter, it looks positive. Probably better than expected. So I think, you know, 15 to 20% of growth in transaction each of the next couple of years is very reasonable.
And is that, and when you say,
That's mostly because we're at such a low point.
yeah, I was about to say, what's your reasons for that? Because basically, for the last X many years, we've been hearing all the money's on the sidelines, no one's trading deals, but now the sellers are realizing that, yeah, maybe I'm not going to get that fantasy price that I created in my own mind.
No, and you know, the franchise companies' relationships with the owners and management companies continues to evolve, and at this point, it's renovate or get out.
Yeah, well, which makes sense because, you know, no matter what, the brands have got to keep up the, you know, reputation. If you have an X brand name on your hotel, it has to live up to those particular standards. And I can't believe we're still talking about this 6 years after COVID began and the brand started to loosen up to give people a break, that now they've got really no choice but to come back. Otherwise, they will lose brand integrity over time.
I mean, we all know, Glenn, we've negotiated a couple deals in our life. Yeah. We all know when you're allowed to lean in, you'll lean in as hard as you can until you get slapped.
Yeah.
Okay? I mean,
that's right.
We've all done these things.
I know, I learned that raising kids.
So at the end of the day, we built a lot of hotels 15 to 20 years ago. And that was really the select service second kind of wave of development. We had the first wave in the 90s and the second wave in the O's. And those hotels all need, you know, a substantial renovation to be able to get that franchise extension. And that's a real thing right now.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean it's a bad hotel.
No, it just means it doesn't suit the purpose it was originally created for.
Right. So if I own the hotel with 3% debt, you never pay off that debt in the hotel. You're always borrowing money to leverage your greatest ROI. Okay. Different from your house that you desire to own that someday.
Right.
Okay. But in a hotel, you actually almost burn the thing down before you hand it over to somebody else because you want to suck every dollar out of it that you can.
Right, and that leads to, traditionally in our industry, after a transaction occurs, that's when the renovation happens, as opposed to when you're buying a personal home where you wanted the house in the best condition possible before you buy it.
Correct, and you're wowed by it being beautiful.
Right.
In a hotel, it's about
they're wowed by opportunity to change
size of room, location, size of room, what brand's available, and then how much is it?
Yeah.
So it's a different kind of model, and it's fair to say that transactions are going to be the leading conversation in the next couple of years. In transactions, 9 times out of 10 lead to conversion/renovation and the repositioning of the hotel. And that is also going to lead to conversation. So 3.5 times to 4 times what will open new will be renovated and converted each of the next couple of years. So that translates into about 86,000 rooms being newly built this year and about 350,000 rooms being renovated.
Wow, that's a whole lot. Now, you know, I love the yin yang of our business, that when new build kind of, you know, slows up a little bit, that's when renovations really take off. So for the suppliers out there, they always have folks that they could go to try to do business with.
Yeah, and it's a big change. It's a different kind of sale. It's talking about accounts versus talking about project by project by project. In many cases, the companies that said, I can't keep up with all the quotes that are requested, it isn't about that right now. It's about walking into a guy's office who needs a partner. And how do I figure out how to be his partner and facilitate providing product for all their hotels?
Yep.
That's the goal. That's what we're trying to do right now.
Yep. So what do you think about the general state of the hospitality business here in Las Vegas? One of the things I've noticed is they're really pivoting more on the value message, and I'm starting to no, throughout.
Is that the $9 bottle of water? Is that the value message?
It's better than the $26 bottle of water. But no, I mean, check out my interview with Nick Gold. He's the executive director of marketing over at Virgin Hotels. They really, for legit, have real good value pricing that seems relatively normal compared to some of the things that we've seen. And I'm seeing people pivot. I'm seeing these brands pivot, man. Everything, all my social media ads are like all about deals, deals, deals right now in travel.
Well, everybody wants a discount. We always want a discount. And there are certain times when we're interested or more interested in them. And right now is that time. Okay, I can tell you that anything that reflects the cost of gas is not going to be discounted. So inside of the hotel business, every truck that pulls up into the hotel costs 15% more to get there than it did last week or last month.
Or whatever, yeah.
And in many cases, that's starting to ripple into the hotel's P&L, because I've listened to suppliers while I've been here, and they're telling me that shipping costs are basically up 50 to 60%.
Ay, ay, ay.
And that's just because of the gas.
Yeah.
I mean, really nothing else. And it is a problem that's not going to go away for probably 4 or 5 months at least.
Yeah, at least.
I mean, if it stopped tomorrow, it's still going to be 4 or 5 months.
Yeah, well, we'll see. I hope it doesn't really affect summer travel too badly, though. I am very concerned it will. Before we wrap up today, Bruce, what is a good piece of advice to give to people on the supplier side right now?
Right now, it's about accounts. It's about calling management companies and ownership entities that have oars in the water, that are active, okay? Because in many cases, those companies are going to need to reshape their portfolio. And reshaping their portfolio typically means renovation, conversion, sales, acquisitions potentially too. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see some companies that are 20 hotels where they say, we're going to sell 5 to renovate the other 15 and buy a new one.
Yep.
Okay. And when I say a new one, this is a hotel that's ready for that renovation repositioning that the existing owner just doesn't want to do anymore.
Right. And if you want to learn the inside scoop and all of that, I say reach out to this guy, Bruce Ford. Bruce, how can we find you?
LodgingEconometrics.com. We're also on Facebook and LinkedIn. We're releasing quarterly information on the hotel development pipeline across the world. We've just closed most of the globe. I think we went through Asia Pacific the other night, but several of our releases from 1Q26 are available.
Yeah, and check our newsletter, which comes out today, Sunday. I believe we got Latin America in there, China in that one as well. If you're not a subscriber, text the word hotel to 66866. That's the word hotel to 66866. He's Bruce. I'm Glenn. I'm on day 11 of a 20.
I'm trying to hold him up.
Trip. We'll see if I survive. Follow our
He's
content.
got a college graduation to go to between now and then.
Yeah, so by the time you read this, I will have a college graduate, and I'll be on an airplane returning here to Las Vegas for an event next week. Thanks so much. Remember, you've got one life, so blaze on. Like, share, subscribe. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye, everybody.
Boom.